Hi, this is the CAD-CAM Lessons channel, and in this video I will show you the most basic operation of creating 3D solids in 3D CAD systems. I will show you this in FreeCAD, which is a completely free 3D CAD system where we can create our own 3D models. FreeCAD can be used for both hobby and commercial purposes. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new content. And if you'd like to support my work and treat me to a virtual coffee, you can find all the details in the description below. Thank you for your support. Now we will move to FreeCAD and I will show you the basic operation that allows creating 3D solids in 3D CAD systems. Start a new project in FreeCAD as a parametric part. By selecting this option, we create a new part in the Part Design workbench. This workbench allows for creating parts in the traditional way used in 3D CAD systems. That is, first we create a 2D sketch and then, based on the 2D sketch, we create a 3D solid. We create a new parametric part, and here the basis for creating a 3D solid is a 2D sketch. We can create such a sketch by clicking this icon and then selecting the sketch plane. Let's choose the sketch plane here. At this point, I will not discuss in detail how it works. In the description below this video, I will place a link to a longer tutorial where I discuss such issues related to the basics of working in FreeCAD in more detail. And here in the sketcher, we create some sketch. I will create a rectangle here. I close the sketch, and now to create a solid from the flat geometry, we use the path operation. In other 3D CAD systems, this operation may be known as extrude or simply as pull. We select this operation, and as you can see in the preview, we have created a solid with a height of 10 millimeters. Here we simply specify the length of the extrusion and the sketch will be extruded to this value. As you increase or decrease this value, the height of the solid will change. And okay, this is how we can create solids in FreeCAD. This is a very simple operation, and here, as you can see, the difficulty in creating a 3D solid may simply be creating a proper 2D sketch. Creating a 3D solid itself, once we have a sketch, is really very simple. Even though this operation is very simple, we have several parameters within it. First, I will select this solid and delete it. I will also delete this sketch and we will create a new sketch. This time I will create a sketch on the XZ plane, and here I will create a shape using a polyline. I will create something like this. As you can see, the polyline command allows me to create a shape consisting of several line segments. And after creating one segment, the command is not cancelled and I can continue creating the sketch. Here, this line has become a bit crooked, so I will add a constraint to specify that this line should be a vertical line. And now I will add specific relations to this sketch. As I mentioned, when it comes to such issues related to creating 2D sketches in FreeCAD, you can find such basic information in one of the tutorials on my channel. And okay, in this way we created such a solid. As for the extrusion operation, that is the path operation, and creating 3D solids in 3D CAD systems, we can create 3D models in stages. We don't have to create the entire sketch of the solid all at once. We can create new stages of the solid based on simple shapes and build increasingly complex models step by step. Here, when it comes to creating a solid in stages, we can create next sketches, and besides the fact that we can create next sketches on the basic planes of the coordinate system, we can also create such sketches on the faces of the solid. If we select a face of the solid and choose to create a sketch, then this face will now be the sketch plane. And here I will create some simple shape, for example a rectangle, and I will be creating another stage of the 3D solid. It is worth doing it in such a way that the sketch of the next stage of the 3D solid at least touches the previous stage of the solid. Here I will do it in such a way that this sketch slightly overlaps with this solid. I close the sketch and now I select the path operation. And here this extrusion was created in this direction. If I now change the length of this extrusion, the next part of the solid will be created in this direction. If we wanted to create it towards the solid, we have here the reversed parameter, and now the extrusion is created towards the solid. The extrusion can be created to a specific length. We can enter a specific value for the extrusion here, and then this part of the solid will be created to a specific length. This is the most basic way of creating a 3D solid or another part of a 3D solid where we specify a specific value for the extrusion. Here we also have a parameter called Symmetric to plane, and when creating the extrusion this way, the extrusion will be done in both directions from the sketch plane. As for the extrusion operation, we have different types of extrusion here. However, not all types work. For example, here the types to last and to first have no effect at all. Here you can't see the operation of this parameter at all, but I think an interesting type of extrusion is the extrusion up to face. I often use this type of extrusion because here we can manually specify the face to which the extrusion will be made. We just specify the face on the solid to which we want to make the extrusion. This is a very useful type of extrusion as we can perform an extrusion to a specific element on the solid without needing to know the exact value of this extrusion. Another type of the extrusion is 2 dimensions, where we specify the length of the extrusion in 2 directions. Here, as you can see, we add the extrusion and we can set the length of the extrusion in one direction and we can set the length of the extrusion in the other direction. This option can be very useful in some cases. Now let's go back to the up to face type and leave the extrusion this way. I click OK. And we have created another part of the solid. And another useful thing regarding the path operation is making the extrusion at an angle. It works this way. I will create another sketch, for example on this face, and here I will draw a circle of any diameter, something like this. And now I select the path operation and here we have the parameter taper angle. By increasing the angle value we can add the extrusion in this way, and if we decrease the angle value, the extrusion will be added in this way. Something like this can also be useful in some cases. And okay, these are the basic issues related to the path operation. This is the basic operation for creating 3D solids. It is often the first operation we use to create a 3D solid based on a 2D sketch. I emphasize that a 3D model in FreeCAD can be built in stages. We can build a rather complicated model from relatively simple shapes. We simply add successive parts of the 3D solid step by step and build such a model incrementally. A 3D model created in FreeCAD can be used, for example, for 3D printing or for collaboration with others. If someone we collaborate with works in FreeCAD, we simply save this model in the FreeCAD format. We simply choose the File menu and select Save As to save such a project. If someone else uses FreeCAD, we can send the native FreeCAD file. And if someone we collaborate with uses another 3D CAD system, FreeCAD allows us to save files in a universal data exchange format between 3D CAD systems, which is the STEP format. To save such a project to the STEP format, we select the solid we want to export to this format, and from the File menu, we choose Export. Then we specify the file name. Here we specify the extension we choose the step format, and in this format we can save files both when we want to send this file to someone else who uses another 3D CAD system and when we prepare files for 3D printing and we want to prepare a program for the 3D printer based on the 3D model. We click Save, and here let's pay attention to the units and click OK. Such a model has been saved in the step format, and we can open this model in another 3D CAD system. For example, now I will open this model in Fusion, and now the model we created in FreeCAD is available to me in Fusion. Of course, here you have to remember that when exporting a model to the step format, you are exporting the solid and not the history of operations. While creating this 3D model, I can go back to the previous operation and I can make some changes. For example, here I will change the value of this dimension, or let's do something like this. Okay, I close the sketch and the changes have been applied to the model. As for the model we exported to the step format, we exported just the model without the history of operations. Here, while creating the 3D model, an operation history is created and we have recorded the subsequent steps in which this model was created, and we can return to each of these steps and we can change selected parameters. And after exporting such a 3D model to the step format, we don't have the operation history here and we cannot change the parameters, but we can edit such a model. We can create next features on this model and we can create next parts of the solid, or we can make other changes. So, as you can see, creating a model in FreeCAD allows someone else who uses a different 3D CAD system to open this model and to work on that model. And when it comes to 3D printing, we can also prepare a program for a 3D printer based on such a 3D model. I open the Bamboo Studio, and here, based on this 3D model that we created in FreeCAD, we can prepare a program for the 3D printer. Many slicers support files in the step format, so if you use other software in which you prepare programs for the 3D printer, the ability to open files in the step format should also be available. So, as you can see, FreeCAD is a completely free software, but it gives us great capabilities. In this program, we can create 3D models, whether for collaborating with others, they can even be people using other paid 3D CAD systems, and we can also create, for example, 3D models for 3D printing. And so, now I am recording this fragment of the lesson, and as you may have noticed, in this case, when we wanted to add an extrusion to the first or to the last feature, the extrusion didn't work. I'll show this again. I'll create a simple sketch here. Okay, and now I select extrusion and choose the option here reversed, so that the extrusion is created in this direction. And here I select the option to first or to last, and in this case it didn't work. Generally speaking, for this type of extrusion, it should work so that it creates the extrusion to the first or to the last encountered feature. And here, in this example, it didn't work. However, in this case, I won't focus too much on why this option doesn't work, because we can solve this using the option up to face, as I showed you in the previous example. We simply choose the option up to face here and select the face to which we want to create this extrusion, and then we can select a specific face on the solid to which the extrusion will be made. However, the options to first and to last may be useful in more advanced cases. Now I'll create a new sketch. I'll create it on the XZ plane. And I'll do it in such a way that I'll draw here a 3-point arc. Okay, one arc and second arc. Okay, now I'll add some constraints. Here I'll constrain these points with the x-axis. The centers of the arcs I constrained with the origin of the coordinate system. And here I'll draw some lines. Okay, I won't dimension anything here. I close the sketch, and based on this sketch I'll create a solid by revolving the sketch. we have such a solid, and now I'll create a construction plane. I'll also create it in any way. We'll do something like this. Here with the Ctrl key, I select a vertex, select a line and choose Create a Datum Plane command. Then choose the option Normal to Edge. Of course, this is only an example in which I want to show you the extrusion types. That's why I'm not discussing in detail the method of creating this solid. And here I choose this plane, and now we'll create a sketch. Something like this. Maybe I'll make this circle a bit smaller. Okay, and now I choose the path operation, and here I select the type to first. And look, the extrusion was made to the first encountered feature. And here, in this case, the first encountered feature is this face here. If I set an offset of -1, then this extrusion will not be created, because the next fragment of the solid will not touch the previous fragment of the solid. But here we have offset at 0 and the extrusion is made to this face. And now I change the extrusion type to last. And now the extrusion is made to this face. And now when I increase the offset value here, as you can see, the extrusion is made to this face, because when we increased the offset by 1 mm, this solid already extends beyond this surface. And here pay attention that this surface is also a spherical surface, because the extrusion is made exactly to this face. And in this case, we can also achieve this using the operation up to face. We simply select the face to which we want to prepare such an extrusion. And so, as you can see, the options to first and to last, even though they won't always work, can be replaced simply with the operation type up to face. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this channel.